This demo video is for the installation of iWalkObservation v3 onto the iPad. Very similar, it would be the installation of iWalkObservation to the iPhone or the iPod Touch, although of course the screens will look slightly different. This video assumes a couple things. It assumes that FileMaker Go has been installed on your device and that you're able to access the registration email that was sent to you by the Mail app on the device. To get started, we're going to go ahead and go to that email. Once you've opened up the email, you're going to notice a few important bits of information. The first piece of information is the user registration information, and this contains your user name, user email, and registration code. If you'd like to take just a moment, pause this video and write down your username, email, and registration code, because in a very short time we'll be using that information when you first launch iWalkObservation v3. Below that, we're going to find steps to installing v3, and it's a good idea to go ahead and read through these steps even though you're watching this video, so you'll have a good idea of what's going to happen as you move through the installation process. And finally, below that, you have a link to other demonstration videos as well as a couple PDFs that will help you understand iWalkObservation and all of the tools that are found within it. And an email address. This email address, of course, will reach me, where you can get additional support and provide feedback for future development. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and go to Install v3, read through the steps. And once we're ready, we're going to click on the download link. And this is going to launch the Safari web browser, and it's going to load iWalkObservation. Make sure that this blue line completely loads before we move on to the next step. Once it has, I'm going to go ahead and click on Open in FileMaker Go. And that's going to actually install the toolset into the FileMaker Go app. The very first time that FileMaker Go launches iWalkObservation, you're going to be asked to purchase and register. You've of course already purchased it, so now let's go ahead and register the toolset in your name. To do that, click on the fields and enter your information exactly as you saw it in the registration email. And again, making sure that when you enter your code, that code is exactly as you see it, all cases and no spaces. Once you're done, click on Register. And assuming everything's been entered correctly, you'll get the registration is successful dialog. Now the next step, if you read this dialog, which I would recommend you do, is to decide whether or not you're just going to continue through the process or whether or not you need to import data. You're going to import data if you're upgrading from a previous version of iWalkObservation, and if you want to save the information from that previous version. So let's go ahead and do that. But if you're not, just press continue and it'll move you forward. To update past data, you simply first will select the data file that you're updating from. In my case, it's version 2, but yours might be version 2.1 or version 2.5. And then select what data I want to update. I want to update my staff lists and my walkthrough data. Update your configuration data only if you have customizations that you've completed or done in your previous version. Then click Import Now. Once I import, it's going to ask me for a default location because version 3 is location specific. And I'm going to go ahead and select my school's name. And then it tells me that I'm ready to input and edit my staff members. All of my other data will be brought over from the old version, and the import is complete. Once that's done, I can head over to iWalk. All 9 tools are available to me, as well as my location-specific dialogues. Walk into a classroom, select a tool, and get started with iWalkObservation v3.